Valve is getting sued, and it all has to do with Steam, and it's all a pretty weird situation. Now, keep in mind when I say sued, this is just beginning, so they haven't been sued. This hasn't been completed in court. No, far from it. It just began. And if this is not settled, it's expected to maybe even take years, just considering how big this really is. I mean, obviously, Valve is by no means a small company. So why is Valve getting sued for Steam? Well, it all is based in the United Kingdom or the UK. This isn't one person or two people or 3 or 4 or 5 gamers. This is an entire department or section or public body of the UK government called the Competition Appeal Tribunal. Now, a lot of countries with free markets have bodies of government like this or sections of government. Basically, it's something that is sort of a checks and balances type of thing to make sure that no companies have any sort of monopoly on a good that is demanded by its citizens. So the Competition Appeal Tribunal, and I'm realizing that I can just abbreviate it CAT. I don't know if that is the official abbreviation, but that's what I'm going to call it just to keep it simple. So CAT is suing Valve for £656 million, or about 841 million US dollars. So they are alleging a few different things about Steam, but the main thing is that they are saying that Steam is overcharging its customers, specifically in the UK. They are alleging that Steam has overcharged 14 million players across the United Kingdom. Now, I don't know where specifically that number is coming from. I looked it up. 14 million is about a fourth or a quarter of the UK's population. So, I don't know. I'm assuming this is probably based off of the total number of Steam accounts that have made purchases in the UK at some point in time, I would assume. So, why are they saying this? Why are they saying that Valve is essentially scamming all of these UK gamers? Well, they're mainly saying that Valve has a practice of charging a commission fee of 30% of the game sales. So let's say, for example, a publisher sells a $30 game on Steam. Well, Valve is going to take about $10 of that $30 sale. Now, they're saying that this is leading to inflated prices for consumers. So basically, if you're purchasing games on Steam, these games are costing way more than they actually should because Steam is charging a 30% commission fee on these games. So they're saying essentially that a game that is $30 should actually be $20 or $21. Which, I don't know, me just looking at that, I think that is very odd to claim that. Because, now granted, I don't know exactly how Steam prices all of their games, especially their smaller games, when compared to other platforms. But what I do know is that at least for, big games, AAA games, like let's say Call of Duty, for example, if you buy Call of Duty on Xbox or PlayStation, it's going to be the exact same price as if you buy it on Steam. Obviously, that's not considering sales and deals here and there. No, I'm just, talking about the base price. It's not like Call of Duty costs $70 on the Xbox and PlayStation, but $80 or $90 on Steam. Prices, at least for these big AAA titles, are pretty much exactly the same on Steam. And looking on Reddit, it looks like a lot of people are also pointing this out. So yeah, to me, it's like if you're gonna go after Steam for this, I mean, shouldn't you go after Xbox and PlayStation as well? Yeah, it's just kind of odd. Now, something else they are saying is that Valve apparently restricts the purchasing of additional content, or I guess DLC, for games that you purchase on Steam on other non-Steam platforms. And they are also accusing Valve of imposing something called price parity obligations on their publishers, which I guess bans them or bars them from offering the same games on different platforms at a lower price. Again, I don't know. I think that would maybe apply more to smaller games, but even then, I don't know. I'm sure a lot of these other platforms, like especially when you have exclusivity deals, for example, on consoles, I mean, the contract you get into isn't necessarily a price parity obligation contract, but it's kind of the same. I don't know. It's just kind of weird to point the finger at Valve and say that they're the bad guy here. I mean, I guess I get what they're saying about the whole DLC thing, purchasing it on other platforms. I guess that's kind of weird. But like I said, the meat and potatoes of this lawsuit is that Steam is overcharging their games, and it's all due to the 30% fee that they charge their publishers. Again, it just goes back to, I think that's odd, and I think other platforms do that too. So for these 14 million players in the UK, they are trying to compensate each and every one of them with what I'm seeing to be anywhere between £22 and £44, which translated to US currency, I think that's about like $60 or $70 or the price of one full game. So yeah, that is where we are at with this lawsuit right now. Like I said, it just started. It is by no means concluded. Unless it's settled very soon, I don't see this concluding anytime soon at all. Like I said, this could go on for years. With a company as big as Valve and with a section of the UK government sparring in the legal sense, it could be very interesting to see what actually happens with this. And, well, if the CAT, if the CAT based out of UK, if they want to go after Valve for this, like I said, shouldn't they go after Xbox and PlayStation as well? I don't know. Maybe they'll do that too, but then again, that could kind of prove the point that, well, what Valve is doing, I don't think what they're doing is unique to them. I don't think it makes what they're doing a monopoly, and I really don't think that it's unethical, but I guess that will all be decided in court.